The EC has made provisions on how the exhibition ought to be done. Persons with issues can go to the exhibition center, raise their concerns. The EC gives the provisional register to a political party to identify any issues that they have. Now, our brothers in the NDC are saying that we've gotten the provisional register and we have identified errors and issues in the register. I was just listening to the TV when I came. One of the issues that the EC stated, 50,000 deceased persons on the register. 2, I've also heard about 3,000, my brother just said that 3,000 plus persons who have been illegally deleted from the register. Then there is also 15,000 illegal transfers. Then there is about, NDC is raising concerns about 243,000 combined transfers dating back to, I think, 2020 to now, which they have issues with. So, total, you are looking at about 300,000 plus issues that they have. The EC is saying, no problem. Can you provide a list of these issues? The NDC says, we don't trust you. We have the list. We have the issues. But we don't trust you, so we won't give it to you. The NDC goes to the EC to do a presentation and sort of give a broad overview of what their concerns are. We've seen deceased persons. We've seen illegal transfers. We've seen illegal deletion of names. We've seen all these issues. The EC said, fine, give me the list of the issues. The NDC says, no, we won't give you the list of the issues. So, Randy, the question is, how is the EC going to help you resolve an issue if you won't give the EC the list? So the first thing we have to establish is, why is the NDC adamant on giving the EC the list of errors? Why can't the NDC publish the list? If they don't trust the EC, publish it. Publish the list of 300,000 people that you have issues with. That way, the EC cannot tamper with whatever you give to them. And then all of us, including you, we can all see what the errors are. You say, no, I won't give it to you. But because I won't give it to you, even though I won't give it to you, I want to compel you to do certain things.
I won't give it to you because I don't trust you.
Yes. But if you don't trust the EC, you don't trust Ghanaians, why can't you publish it? What stops the NDC from publishing the list? You don't want to publish the list.
If the NDC publishes the list, how does that deal with the audit?
No, the point is, the auditing is a process.
I ask this because it was the NDC that told us about what had happened in Pusiga.
Okay.
The Electoral Commission came to confirm it.
Okay.
And blamed it on their
the officer
person in charge there. It was the NDC that came to tell us about people who even did transfers in 2021 or so, who had been added to this transfer list. The EC came to explain that it was done for historical reasons. Whether it makes sense or not is another matter. Now I'm saying that even if you were to take these two,
the 3,957.
Yes.
The later said it was a file that was corrupted and had the name.
So if you take these three examples, won't you say that a case has been established that, look, there are a lot of things wrong with the register?
No, nobody is disputing that there are challenges, or there may be, let me put it well, challenges with the register. That is why it is called provisional register, because the process anticipates that there may be issues. So the NDC raising challenges with the provisional register, it's not rocket science. Even I can take the register and raise questions.
But your party says that it has not seen
that's the party's position.
Yes.
And that's our position. I'm yet to even hear our director of elections say, I haven't heard him. You, and I trust that you wouldn't say anything contrary. So I'm trusting your judgment. But that's our position. Forget our position. We are discussing the position of the NDC. Randy, let me use your platform as an example. And Media Foundation, please, I'm using you as an example. So Media Foundation says that Randy's show, we have evidence that Randy's show encourages people to insult. And we have identified 100 cases of insult. They do a presentation to Randy's management. They say, oh, no problem. Can you give us the incidents as evidence of what transpired?
But if they mention some of the incidents,
doesn't mean
and I
anything.
concede,
no, it doesn't.
And I
It
concede
doesn't
that,
mean
oh, yeah,
it is 100. It doesn't mean
true.
it is 100. This made a categorical statement. Randy,
So-
if you make a categorical
so your point is that if it is 3 and not 100, no big deal.
No, it can be a deal, but you've made a categorical statement. And that is why I'm saying that nobody is disputing that there may be challenges with the register. So that is not rocket science. The degree, the severity of it is what we are discussing here. He emphasized on 300,000 and said that in the past, certain elections were won with just a percentage of that 300,000. So that 300,000 matters. So you must account for that 300,000 because the election says 50% what plus 1. So you must account for that 300,000. So you can't just tell me there are issues and I should believe you that the issues are 300,000 because you said there are 300,000. No, it doesn't work
So
like
if
that.
there were not 300,000,
Yeah.
and there were 3, what would be your position?
My position is that provide evidence of that 3.
But at least the 3 that we have discussed
Yes.
here, the EC consists to them and seeks to give us
It
explanations as
doesn't
to
change
why.
anything, Randy. We have laws in this country. We have precedents. We've gone to the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court has ruled that in some instances, the defect is not materially enough. Is that not so? To quash the whole election. Is that not so? It means that the numbers matter. So tell us the numbers. Give us the evidence. You have refused to give us the evidence. They've done it before. In the 2020 elections, they came out and said, we've won the elections. If I recall, a percentage was even stated. I think 51% or so. You may remind me. They stated a percentage. Then they went to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, provide evidence that you won the election with that percentage. And they said, oh, we don't have evidence. I just saw the video recently where this man, he just passed on. I forgot his name. I think he was part of the Kofi. Sheshi.
Lawyer Kofi Tonto.
Yes, asking President Kwetia for the evidence. And he couldn't provide it. He couldn't substantiate that percentage they said they won the election with. And then you know what they did? They said, oh, we can't provide the election. We didn't win the elections. But we are also saying that the MPP didn't win the elections. What are the numbers? Oh, we don't know. But quash the election. Supreme Court said, no, it doesn't work like that. Then the NDC proceeded further. Oh, we want the EC to give us the evidence. EC, give us the evidence. It doesn't work like that. So, Randy, the point that I'm making is that the NDC has every right to raise concerns about the provisional register. But you must do so in the laid down conventions and processes and within the regulations. Now, you say that we should do an audit, a forensic audit. Who determines what audit should be done? If the NDC wants to do forensic audit, what if the NPP wants another audit done? Who determines? Now, if yesterday someone read to me the details of the number 1, the forensic audit, they are not just asking for audit of the register. They are even asking for audit of the IT systems. If what I heard is correct.
Yes.
So now you've moved from just the register. We are now at the register. You are saying that we should go back and audit the systems.
You don't get the reason for the IT system.
Provide me the.
Okay, so this is a biometric register.
Okay.
And there are footprints.
Okay.
So, for example, if you take the case of Pusiga where they said that it was done by their officer, what it means is that
there was a login.
People at even the district level can go into the system and effect some changes. Now, the footprints will tell you when people logged in and when they effected those things, the footprints. And the footprints can only be done if you do an audit of the IT system. So, for example, if we had the period for registration, the one we did recently, what's the name?
The limited registration.
The limited registration. If there was a period, let's say 1st to 7th, the login will clearly tell you when these things were done.
Okay.
If you have a period, if you have, let's say, the transfer of votes, there's a period.
Okay.
Any login into the system will tell you when the persons actually logged in to effect those transfers. So that is how come the issue of, you cannot divorce the issue of the audit of the IT system from the register.
But for me, I still don't see the point. But that is the argument they are making. I still don't see the point of it. The bottom line is that you cannot send anybody on a fishing expedition. If you claim to have evidence, provide the evidence. Randy, why are we not insisting on the NDC providing the evidence they claim to have? Why are we allowing the NDC to repeat the same mess they did at the Supreme Court? Where they went to the streets, demonstrated, said all manner of things, only to get to court to be told that, oh, we don't have evidence. Let them provide the evidence. Once they provide the evidence, the EC, the NDC, and all other stakeholders will participate in making sure whatever errors are in the register are removed. Now, all these things that they are asking for, we have how many days? 82 or so? Bro, do you know how long these processes are going to take? Have you done any computation on how long these processes, the 7 processes you've outlined, are going to take? Maybe we should know. Because how long is it going to take to do a forensic audit of the register? How long is it going to take to do that stakeholder engagement? We should know. And then it says findings of audit to be published. That one should be very simple. And then it says re-exhibition of the audited register. So what if we do that audited register and re-exhibit it? And Kofi Tonto finds an error with that re-exhibited. How long do I have as Kofi Tonto for that error to be corrected?
But don't you have a right?
I have a right.
A constitutional right.
I have
as
a
Kofi
right.
Tonto.
I have every
Once
right.
you have
I have every
opted
right
to go and register.
Yes.
For you not to be disenfranchised. If you decide that I'm not going to register and you sit in your house, that's fine.
I have every right, Randy.
Yes.
But we are working. I'm not saying, that's why, you see, I made my argument very clearly. I said they have a right to do what they are doing. But I'm asking that right must ensure that the general right of Ghanaians on December 7th is not disenfranchised. In the sense that, how long is it going to take for all of these things to be done in time for the election to happen?
But shouldn't we be interested? You see, because the Electoral Commission has a mandate, a constitutional mandate. The Electoral Commission has no right. If I,
the Electoral Commission
has no right, if I decide
to
exercise my constitutional
duty, responsibility,
they have no right to disenfranchise me.
Of course, absolutely.
So it doesn't matter whether we are 1 million or it is just me.
It needs to be corrected.
Yes.
So you can exercise your constitutional right.
So that's the point I'm making.
Yes.
So when we talk about time and when would this be done and all that, it's like we're saying that...
No, Randy, you can't take time out. That is why in the process, every aspect of it is given a timeline. Because ultimately we are working with a time, which is December 7th.
So are you saying because of time the wrong things should be done?
I've never said that. You are saying that.
I'm asking you. I've not said that. Because you keep talking about time.
No. My brother, I asked a specific question.
The right things have to be done.
No. Okay.
Irrespective of the time it's going to take. Osman,
you didn't listen to me well. I said that I'm all for the right things being done.
Exactly.
But it will be helpful for us to know that per your computations, how long is it going to take to do all these 7 things? Do I also not have a right as a Ghanaian to know? So you think you should come and tell me that we should do 7 audits? After you finish your 7 audits, I raise 10 audits, 10 queries. I also have a right for those 10 queries to be done. After we finish my 10 queries, Randy also raises 3 queries. Randy also has a right. How are we going to end it? Because it's a constitutional right. There ought to be some limitation to what we are doing. And that's why it says...
Limitation on the basis of what?
Limitation on the basis that whatever we are doing must fall within a time frame. And that is why when we are registering, we don't say that because you have a right to register, you can register anytime. There are dates on when you can register. There are dates when the register is closed. So if you don't take advantage of it, your right is forfeited. So I am saying that the regulations give us timeline ab initio, and we have to work within that timeline. So if we leave for everybody to say that I want to insist on this to be done or that to be done, we go into the realm of absurdities. So you need to be able to tell us, these are the 7 queries. In our estimation, it will take two weeks, 1 month. And we feel that's within enough time frame for us to still be able to conduct the election on December 7th.
Are you suggesting that if for any reason,
if
this is going to take, let's say, 2 months, you say that for reasons of the period to get this thing done, it should be discarded?
No. If it's, let's say, the NDC says that it's going to take 2 months, then that's where you have IPAC and all these institutions. They said, okay, NDC, you've raised cogent points. You have 7 things you want to be done. But we ought to meet at a middle ground.
Who should be
the stakeholders?
Who should be speaking what you're saying? Who should be saying that?
The EC can lead that discussion.
Okay.
The EC can lead that discussion with participants, all other stakeholders. So NDC, 2 months, clearly, that's 60 days. If we look at the time left, we may not be able to achieve the 60 days. So we can do number 1 for you, we can do number 2, but maybe number 3 will be difficult. There ought to be some consensus.